Tēnā koutou whānau. We're really blessed today to have Jamie and Tom from Souvenirs Worship. Hey, Jamie, Tom.
Hey.
Kia ora.
Yeah, so great to have you guys with us today. We've been really digging some of your songs off your latest album, Beyond the Walls. And just personally, me and my wife, Rebecca, you're really resonating with that song, Nau Mai Ra, Here and Now. Just before we touch on that song, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the name Souvenirs. How did that come about?
That's a good
Great
question.
Yeah.
Good question. Who wants to go first? Well,
You go first.
a band name is like a weird thing, right? You can spend ages just banging your head against the wall and coming up with these words which you're like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. And we both have a fond love for a band called Switchfoot. They are a Christian rock kind of vibe. But the dude who like writes their songs is a genius and has been a big influence to both of us. But they've got a song called Souvenirs, if you've heard it. And the whole message behind the song is that the things that stay with you are often memories, those kind of like big moments in your life. Those are your souvenirs, and he sings a lovely song about that. And we kind of we want to create souvenirs, memories, moments for people that they always come back to. In particular, like we've had times of worship in our life which like I'll always remember when I was 15 at this place, we sang this song and God met me. And we want moments like that for people. We're all about creating those souvenirs for others as well, whether that be a song or a moment in worship or even just a lyric, but that they would encounter God and always look back and remember that little souvenir. Yeah.
And so how the name came about as we were driving, I remember exactly where we were on the motorway. And we were just listening to music, having a yarn, and that song popped on and we were both just like, deer caught in the headlights. It had been probably like quite a few weeks, AJ, trying to figure out just a name for this thing. Like we're already writing music. It wasn't like, let's make a band and then let's write music. It was, we're writing music, let's make a vehicle to release the stuff. So yeah, it was like both our brains just went boom, that's the name.
Naming a band is extremely hard, isn't it? So sounds like you guys had that real moment.
Yeah,
true,
totally.
So this song, Here and Now, Nau Mai Ra, I'm really digging it. As I said, words like bring revival, but start with me. Push back this darkness in this land. The use of te reo Māori. What was that last one? We're moving beyond these walls to see more people come to know you. Beautiful, powerful lyrics. I've even felt like just since the COVID lockdown, man, these lyrics are really hitting a chord for me anyway. Tell us a little bit about, the song. How did it come about?
Oh, long story, but I guess our prayer for a while, so Jamie and myself started just praying together. Like, how many years ago was that, Jay? Probably like 2016 or 15 or something. We used to flat together and we just started praying like, God, bring revival. We want to see our friends saved. We want to see families saved. We want to see people we don't know come to know you. And that I guess that was our heart, not just in the stuff that we were writing, but just in our prayers as well. And so I feel like the reason it's a long story is because God had been brewing that in our hearts and our spirits for years, and then so Jay and I sit down, or for a while, we used to sit down like once a week or a couple of times a week, just to write worship music. And we've got this foyer at church, which is just amazing reverb. It's like we call it our magic spot. You could play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and just it sounds amazing. Like everything just sounds good in there. And so that's our favorite place to write. And this one time we we sat down to write. I don't remember what else we were trying to work on. We were working on something else. And I was standing up, I think, AJ, and I started marching around at that tempo, and that bridge idea came out, like the "Here and Now Raise a Mighty Sound," just a picture of going around the walls of Jericho. And so it came from that kind of marching feel, and we were just like, oh, like there's something in this. And then and actually in a previous writing session, that first line, "We need revival in this land," came out. And so we brought those two ideas together, and it came out in like a couple of hours, like to be completed. And it was amazing, like we've had a few moments like that, but I think that one, when we were writing together, was just like, how do you describe it? It's like God was just like, here you go, here's a song that I want my people to be singing, and I'm going to do it through you guys. It's humbling, it's exciting, and I think those are two like best words to describe it. Really humbling, but at the same time you're just so pumped, because you're loving what's coming out, and it's connecting with these prayers that we've been praying for years, and we could just hear our church really singing it. So that's how it came. Anything to add to that, Jay?
Yeah, well, because I felt like God was just like, boop, here you go. Like, I can't think of a better way to articulate what we've been praying for like 4 years. And it's like, here you go, here's a 5-minute version of years of prayer. And I'm so stoked with how it all came together, and just how it's blessing people. It's really cool to hear stories. And we wrote that, it was over a year ago now. And so cool that God knew that there are churches in Auckland who needed to hear this song now. And it's so awesome the way God works.
Yeah, totally.
The use of the Te Reo Māori in the song, can you say anything about that? What led you to go there?
The main thing was that we're singing about revival, in New Zealand, Aotearoa. And so we were like, man, we need to be singing the original language of this land. We want to see God revive this land. And it just been something stirring in both our hearts, I think, leading up to this time. We'd been talking a lot about it, about like, man, we want to get more Te Reo into stuff that we're writing. We're both very fresh on that journey. But it really excites me. And I think it's really right for writing worship music in New Zealand and Aotearoa to be putting in some Te Reo and like bringing like a collab of the two, I think is really powerful. And we've found that in our church as well. God's used that. It's broken down barriers between some Māori people and Pākehā people in our community, and I think it is a real opportunity to bring unity with how we're writing.
Yeah, absolutely. I know for me, I'm actually originally from England, and so I struggled for a while in wanting to get involved with Te Reo, and like, I don't know, I just felt like a bit of an outsider. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine who is Māori and speaks fluent Te Reo, and he was just really encouraging of like, just start. It doesn't matter that you weren't born here or whatever. So I've been on this journey for a while, and so for me, as a kind of outsider being welcomed in, I see the importance of both cultures being addressed in revival in this nation. And so we just had to do it. And so we didn't particularly know. We knew what we wanted to say. We didn't quite know how we wanted to say it. So there's a bit of a journey there of like approaching different people and being like, is this right? And actually like what we've now called the song Nau Mai Ra used to be, the phrasing used to be Haere Mai, which originally like we knew that phrase because it's quite common. But that's quite a, what would you say? It's not not very formal. It's quite like, come here. But actually Nau Mai Ra is really rich and beautiful. And we didn't know that, but through this process, it was really, really fun process. being able to just be like, how can we say this better? And so, yeah, it turned out the way it did.
Well, it's turned out amazing, guys. I know a great guitarist that would love to play with you. You know. Am I allowed to say great when it's coming from me? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's lacking in humility a bit there. Sorry, guys. I know an enthusiastic guy that wants to work with you.
Yes.
Guys, thanks again for your time and, you know, for your talents and all. It's really appreciated. People can find you guys on souvenirsworship.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the future. All the best.
Thanks, bro.